Today we're going to talk about the Pourigami. Like many of you, you're probably always looking for a nice, convenient way to make good coffee when you're traveling. And depending on what mode of transportation you're using, or if you're using it for camping or backpacking, just traveling on a plane, going to visit somebody, different types of coffee makers work better. And in our experience, we have found this Pourigami, which we're talking about today, works really good when you need to travel light and you want to have things that pack away really easily. And just as a aside, which is probably the most important thing, in my opinion, it does make really good coffee. So all other factors, when it comes down to it, it will make you good coffee. Things to consider is the ease of putting it together. It comes in this nice little case, and you can even keep some coffee filters in there, so you have it all with you wherever you're going. And then you have to put it together like a little puzzle, and it's not that difficult once you understand it. Basically, you put a small side or a small clip onto one of the larger notches, so a small notch onto a large notch, and the last one you want to make sure is the small notch, and it just pops on like that, and you have a nice little triangular shaped pour over. So then you would take it and put it on top of your coffee mug or whatever you're going to brew the coffee into. I've found that that's one of its pluses, is it fits on a variety of different size mugs and coffee thermoses. And today we're just going to use a ceramic cup and drop the filter into the top of it, and then we've already put the coffee in, as you can see, but this isn't the filter it comes with, but they work. They'll actually will work. Yeah, this is a number 2, just a common everyday number 2 cone filter, and it works fine for the taste of the coffee. It might not fit quite as good as the one that you can buy proprietary to the Pourigami. So then you just take your hot water, nice little gooseneck kettle always helps, but isn't particularly necessary, and start the brew process. Pour it over like you would do any other pour over. And in my opinion, one of the negatives of this is you cannot fill the filter up too much with water, or you will overflow the filter. Also, it can kind of be uneven in there and get out of balance. I have had it pour out over one of the sides before, so you just have to baby it a little bit, which, if you don't like doing that, could be a negative for you. So then just add water, let it brew through. Keep an eye on your coffee level in the bottom of your cup so you don't overflow it and make a mess. So I've tried the different filters, the number 2 filter, and also the Pourigami filter, and I can't say I can tell the difference in taste, only in price
and fit.
and slightly in fit. The fit's not too bad with the cone, the number 2 cone. So as we're letting it brew here, one of the things that I found is the trade-offs with this versus another type of pour over like a Kalita, or possibly taking a French press with you. Like I said, it's very convenient with the size. For backpacking, the weight is a little much. Pourigami's made of 18.8 medical grade stainless steel with a hard shell powder coating. You can get it in black or white. It weighs 4 ounces, and in my opinion, if you're car camping, you can take however much weight you want. So you can use a Kalita or take a French press, or maybe like percolated coffee, whatever your favorite way of brewing coffee, you can pretty much take with you. So that to me would just determine whether you like this better, use this better than any other method. And then as far as backpacking, 4 ounces is still 4 ounces. It's easy to pack, doesn't take up much room. But if you're trying to cut weight, you might not want to take the filters and this Pourigami. Instead, see our other video on cowboy coffee, the best way to make backpacking coffee. And anyway, other things to consider are the fact it is a little unwieldy when you're pouring the water into the coffee basket. The Pourigami does stay pretty well on top of any cup. I haven't had any problems with that myself. And I think it would just come down to how much space you need to save rather than actual weight that you need to save. And as I said, all things being equal, it makes really good coffee. And I would recommend it for someone who wants to make sure you have a foolproof way of keeping a coffee brewing method with you at all times. You can keep it in your car glove box, put it in your backpack you carry around. I have 2 of these that I take with me whenever I travel, just in case I get somewhere and they don't have a good way for me to make coffee. I can make my own without any trouble. And so that's where I think the Pourigami maybe fits in my coffee making experience. That's really good coffee.